kids want to be astronauts. Others want to be rugby players. Others want to be ballerinas. Do you know what I want, Renato?
What? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a member of parliament. Can I?
Hello everyone, my name is Renato Costa, this is Aussie Law, and today we will see whether you can be a member of parliament. The Commonwealth Constitution in its chapter 1 refers to the Parliament and talks about the Senate and the House of Representatives. We have seen how these institutions work, what are their functions, but today we will look at the people that make them. What do you need to be to become a senator? What are the qualifications necessary for you to become a member of Parliament? The Constitution has laid out some minimum requirements for an individual to become a parliamentarian. For example, Section 16, the qualification of senators, says that the same qualifications that apply for the House of Representatives will be applicable to the senators as well. So we should start by looking at Section 34 and what it says about the qualification of the members of the House of Representatives. It says that until the Parliament otherwise provides, the qualification of a member of the House of Representatives shall be as follows. He must be of the full age of 21 years and must be an elector entitled to vote at the election of the members of the House of Representatives, or a person qualified to become such elector and must have been for 3 years at least a resident within the limits of the Commonwealth as existing at the time when he is chosen. He must also be a subject of the Queen, either natural born or for at least 5 years naturalized under a law of the United Kingdom or of a colony which has become or becomes a state, or of the Commonwealth or of a state. There are some requisites here, and even if these weren't enough, there are also some other disqualifications expressed in the Constitution, and they are particularly in Section 44 of the Commonwealth Constitution. If you want to know more about these disqualifications, now is the perfect time for you to click the subscribe button and also become a member of our Aussie Law community by joining our channel. The thing is that when you click the subscribe button and click the bell icon, you'll be notified when I upload my new videos. This means that you will know when I upload the video about the disqualifications of the members of Parliament according to Section 44. But for now, let's focus on the fact that the Commonwealth Constitution said in Section 34 that these requirements would exist until Parliament otherwise provides. It means that the Commonwealth Parliament has the constitutional power to change these requirements that are expressed in Section 34. And the fact is that, well, the Commonwealth Parliament has exercised that power. Today, the Commonwealth Electoral Act of 1918 provides the qualification of the electors in Section 93 and the qualification of the members of Parliament in Section 163. Section 163 of the Electoral Act of 1918 says that a person will be qualified to be elected as a senator or a member of the House of Representatives if that person is a person who 1. has reached the age of 18 years, 2. is an Australian citizen, and 3. is either an elected entitled to vote at the House of Representatives election or a person qualified to become such an elector. So there are 3 requisites to become a member of Parliament. First, you must be at least 18 years. This is a formal requirement, and it assumes that if you are 18, you are mature enough to take on these responsibilities of a parliamentarian. Of course, there are some philosophical questions related to this age requirement, but it's ultimately a choice of the legislator to decide what will be the appropriate age for someone to become an MP or senator. Here in Australia, that age is 18. Well, the other requirement is that you should be an Australian citizen. And the thing is, what's the point of going to the Australian Parliament if you're not an Australian?
Oh, Renato, but I've been living in Australia for decades. I just don't have the passport, but I consider myself to be Australian.
Look, I understand, but in terms of rules, and especially constitutional rules, it is super important to restrict those who will be mingling with the politics. And it seems like a good thing to restrict that to citizens only. And if you think about it, especially in this level, the federal level, because this is the place where you have the ability to legislate with respect to external affairs, relations with other countries. When we talk about the disqualifications of section 44, we'll return to this topic and we will explore it further. So you know what to do, just click the subscribe button so that you won't miss our video about that. Now, the third requirement is that you must be an elector entitled to vote at the House of Representatives election or become such an elector. So who are these people? Who are these electors? We would need to be referred back to section 93 of the Electoral Act. Section 93 has a list of the electors' qualifications. Some of them repeat the same demand in the Constitution that you must be an Australian citizen, that you must be at least 18. But that section places some further requisites, like not being of unsound mind, or not having committed treason, or not being serving a sentence of imprisonment of 3 years or longer. So because of their character, these have been called positive and negative qualifications. So you need to positively be some things like Australian or 18, but you also need not to be certain things like imprisoned for more than 3 years or incapable of understanding why you're voting and the importance of voting. All in all, these requirements, positive and negative, will say whether you are qualified to become a member of parliament or not. So hey, if you are an Australian, 18 or over, and you are enrolled as an elector, well, you can become a member of parliament. You could be a senator. Except if you fall into any of the categories in section 44, the disqualifications of the members of parliament. But that's the topic of another video. I hope to see you then. Ciao.